Hey guys, I hope everyone's doing well today. So, I'm finally doing this spread that I've been wanting to do for quite some time now, and it is to document my cats. Uh, you guys see them a lot in the end screens at the end of my videos. I haven't posted a bunch of video on them in a while, but I'm going to try to start doing that again. And like any cat mom, I take a lot of photos of my cats. I mean, a lot. So I recently went through and kind of cleaned up, my photo storage on my iPhone and sent a bunch of these photos to be printed so that I could put them in my journal. So I'm starting off with a My Mind's Eye paper there. I'm not sure of the collection. I think it's called Meow, but I'm not entirely sure. And I'm cutting it down with the size of my page, but I'm actually going to be using it as like a tip-in, like just a really big tip-in. So on one side it's going to be 100% connected to the page, and then it's going to fold over and act like a tip-in on the other side. So I'm going to score it there on the edge of that paper so that it folds really nicely. And because it was pretty wide, I'm going to end up trimming it down even further to make sure that it closes pretty well. But I thought this paper was super cute. It's got little, pink tone-on-tone yarn balls, some of which remain visible at the end of this video. I tried not to cover them up, actually, but quite a few of them end up being covered up. But they're super cute. And then on the other side of this is got just all different kinds of cats and little sayings. So this is going to be a little flip out page here. So this is the basis of my two spreads. I went through my collection and pulled out everything cat related I could find, and believe it or not, I actually have a ton of cat stickers, and I'm going to use quite a few different collections. I'm going to use stuff from Joann's, Hobby Lobby. I'm going to pull stickers just out of sticker books and out of my stash, and I'm going to use those. I'm going to mix them all together. If you've seen any of my journal videos before, you know that I take all sorts of things from all different kinds of places. So I've pulled out all of my photos and I've trimmed them down, and now I'm just trying to figure out where I want some of these to go. Some of them are a bit darker because they're older photos that I had printed at Walgreens, and then during quarantine my printer died and I decided, you know what, I am going to get a new one, a nice one, and I'm going to print some photos at home. And it was so much easier. The clarity and the coloring and all of that was so much better. Anytime I get photos, I mean, not to dig on Walgreens, but anytime I get photos printed from Walgreens, they end up being just so dark, and I go through the process of lightening them and cropping them properly and everything before I send them to Walgreens. So I don't know what happens once they get there. So this little mermaid, this cat mermaid, is actually part of a set you saw me pull from the Dollar Tree. They're actually page flags, and it's 4 different types of cats. But I wanted to use one of those in the spread. I wanted to use more than one. You can see them down there in the bottom right-hand corner. I wanted to use more than one, but I have so much stuff that I wanted to put on this spread that they just wouldn't fit. So you can see that little card there on the left hand side that says Meow. That's going to be another tip-in just so that I can accommodate all the photos that I want to add. I'm pulling out my cat washi tape, which I don't get to use often enough. One of those is from Hobby Lobby, the Meow one that I'm putting on now, and then the other one is part of a set that I believe matches this collection. I'm not entirely sure, but it came in one of those boxes that had several rolls that were cat themed, so I'm going to use quite a few of those in this spread. So here I am trying to figure out how I can fit all of these photos, and also taking all of my little bits of ephemera and figuring out where I want that to go on the page as well. And I end up deciding that I'm going to cut that picture down just a little bit so that it'll fit on the back of that card that says Meow, and that will create a little tip-in that I can flip back and forth, and then the blank space underneath will allow me to add some more photos or stickers or something underneath there. So I'm going to create that tip in now using that Meow washi tape. The ones from Hobby Lobby that have any kind of foiling on them have that paper backing, which I'm glad that they do, because if you've got some washi that has gold foiling, a lot of times when you pull the roll apart, it takes the foiling off like the adhesive does. So I'm glad that they have this backing. However, it drives me insane. It's almost as bad as sticker flakes. You know, when you're trying to get the backing off of sticker flakes, you know, you're pulling and pulling and pulling on it, and it ends up damaging the sticker, or in this case, the washi tape. So I struggle with that quite a bit in this spread, because I wanted to use that Meow washi tape a lot. But you know, sometimes you gotta make sacrifices to use cute products. It's a first world problem anyway. And so there, I'm just kind of cutting some things down to make sure everything's going to fit. And if you've watched my Journal With Me videos, you know that I like to use glue dots to put on the back of my photos and attach them. But this is right around the point where I realized that I was out of glue dots. I thought I had an entire package, but it turns out it was just the wrapper, and all I had were those 3 glue dots. So I end up using my Tombow glue on the back of these, because that is what I find sticks best to washi tape, or the front of washi tape. My tape runner, my ATG, doesn't stick as well. You know, washi tapes usually have that plasticky coating. It makes it difficult for things to stick to. So again, playing around here with different ephemera pieces. I'm going to take that one that says, I think it says Sweet Dreams, and attach it. That is from, I don't know if it's crate paper or if it is My Mind's Eye, I'm not sure, but it's from something called, I think it's Little You? Little You? Maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but I have a bunch of ephemera. I at one point found like 3 ephemera packs of this at Tuesday Morning, so this was back in my gotta have it all stage, and so I would just, you know, buy everything that I saw. So I bought 3 packs of it. So I am slowly working through it, and it worked really well on this spread. So I think that's where that's from. Also, in the top of the frame, you can see something that says Stay Curious. It's a little peach colored tag, and behind that there's a piece of ephemera that says Little One. Those are all from the same collection as well. So now I'm attaching my photos with my ATG, and on the right side of the page, what I end up doing is I decide to do kind of like a little profile page. So I've got each of the cats, and eventually I'm going to add their names, but I'm not going to do any journaling on that page. It's just going to be their photos and their names. Those little bear stickers are actually page flags, and I'm going to use those quite a bit. They're from Daiso from quite a while ago. I want to say 2 or 3 summers ago. And then I really liked these cat stickers with the glasses, but they are puffy. So if you know me, you know I don't like to use anything that's super dimensional. So I didn't want to use too many of them, and it took me a while to figure out where to use one. I do end up using it on the second spread. And these stickers here I got from, I believe my best friend Jill sent me those, or I found them in Hobby Lobby, I'm not sure. But they're super dimensional and very cute, but I only end up using the speech bubble one that says I do what I want. It seemed appropriate. Now moving on to that second spread, I'm going to start putting all of my photos down. The first large photo is going to hang over that flap, but then it's going to allow me to have space to stick photos onto the back of it. And then I'm also going to place down some of my large ephemera. That piece that says Little One and Stay Curious, I'm also going to stick down. I'm trying to get everything where I'd like it to go first, and then I'll go back and layer in my stickers, my embellishments, and then eventually my journaling. So the first spread on the last page kind of shows all of the cats, but this spread is going to focus mostly on Merle, from the time that we got him and then just some of the silly things that he does. So I've got quite a few photos of him, and then I do have some photos on the right side of him interacting with Yoda when we first brought him home, and how he tried to be buddies with Yoda and Yoda just wasn't having it. So you can see kind of the the side eye there that Yoda's given him. But it was a really cute photo. So in the upper corner of the left page, that darker photo, I had cleared out a space in my calyx when I was clearing out my craft space, and I had emptied some boxes, and so there was an empty space, and he immediately went and sat in there. And I really wanted to be able to put a cat bed in there and just leave it as an open space, but I have so much craft stuff, it just wasn't going to work. But I'm actually still cleaning out and clearing out and hoping that I can eventually have a space for them to go and chill and have like a little hidey hole in my craft space. That little piece of ephemera on the right side, it's that circular piece with the cat that says meow, is also from the same collection as the Stay Curious and the Little One piece. I believe it is called Little You. I need to go and look that up, but again, it's one of the many pieces of ephemera that I have in my stash. These realistic cat stickers with the glasses and the mustaches, I wanted to add those in as well, but they didn't really match with everything else going on in there, and they took up a lot of space that I would have preferred to use for journaling. So I end up kind of placing it down and realizing it doesn't work and pulling it back out again. So now that I have all of my photos down, I'm going to go in and layer in stickers. I'm using a lot of those tabs with the bear and the cat from Daiso because I have so many of them and I rarely get to use them. So I'm using them all over the place. And then pulling out those dimensional and the puffy stickers again to see if I can figure out a good place to use them. So I end up using that black and white one right there because he kind of had a side-eye look on his face, much like Yoda in the photo, so I thought that was a perfect place to put it. Gonna go in now and layer in some more of the washi tapes from the stack that I got. It matches the one that is on the first spread with the cats in like little cat houses. This one's got little fish bones and then little fuzzy cat faces. You're gonna see some close-ups here at the end where you'll actually have a better view of those tapes. So now that I've got that second spread the way that I like it, I'm going to come back in and work on this first one a little bit more and layer in some stickers and things here. I'm going to add some of these Valentine's Day stickers that I've had in my stash forever. These are from Hobby Lobby, I believe, but the colors matched really well, and so I thought they would be some really good pieces where I could add some captions to some photos. So once I kind of have that idea in my mind, I go through and I put some labels underneath each one of the cat photos. These are Maggie Holmes stickers. And I'm going to go in with some letter stickers here in a minute, some gold letter stickers, which I believe are from, oh goodness, I don't know where they're from, probably Michael's Recollections, and I'm going to use those to put their names under each of the photos. Now once we've got all their names in place, I've got to add some of my Fox and Cactus and Bubba Bear Studio stickers, of course, because I have so many cat related ones and they're just adorable, so they have to go in here. This last set of stickers is from Five Below. It's just a little mini skinny sticker book of cats and dogs, and I believe I got it back in 2019 because I haven't bought anything new this year, but occasionally they'll have these little sticker books. They usually have them in about 2 or 3 different themes, and then the next time you go in they'll have some more, and then the next time you go in they'll have some that you saw months previous. So I don't know how they're restocking these, or if they do, I'm not quite sure how that works, but definitely check out Five Below for some really inexpensive journaling and scrapbooking supplies as well. And then the very last thing that I'm going to do is just add some finishing touches. I'm going to pull out my stickers, and I've recently condensed all of my stickers into one big sticker book. And I took a couple of my sticker books that were down to the last pages. I had my Maggie Holmes one and a One Canoe 2. There weren't many pages left, so I just condensed them down into one book. But I'm going to go through there and just try and pull anything that's relevant or anything that adds a little bit of an extra decorative touch. I end up embellishing that meow card a little bit more. I have a page that has some little teeny tiny hexagon stickers that have the same color scheme, so I end up dressing that guy up with some of those. And then I cover up my last yarn ball right there. I don't know what I was thinking. Later I went back and was like, why did I put the camera there? I could have put it a little bit to the left and you'd still see the yarn ball. And I almost tried to get it up, but it's one of those clear stickers and it is really stuck on there. So, you know, you start with one intention. I wanted you to be able to see the yarn balls, and we got to the end and no yarn balls. But that's the way it goes sometimes when you're crafting. It just doesn't always turn out the way that you had originally planned, but oh well. So after I go through and I add some little finishing touches, I do my journaling. And the journaling in this particular spread has nothing to do with any one event, and most of my journaling is. At the beginning of the year, I did a video where I talked a little bit about Marianne from Pocketful of Vintage, and she really emphasizes the importance of journaling about the simple things, about the everyday things. So that's what this spread is about. Yes, the second half kind of chronicles the life or an adoption of Merle. So I guess that is an event, but mostly when I actually start journaling on this page, it's about the silly things that my cats do every day. It's behaviors that they have or aspects of their personality that I just find funny or interesting. So you don't have to wait for an event to journal, and I hope this inspires you to kind of look at your day-to-day things that you're doing, especially if you are stuck at home in quarantine, you know, during this time. Kind of take a moment to look around and document something that you may take for granted every day, for sure. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to show you some close-ups here in just a moment. If you have some suggestions on what you'd like to see me journal about or create some spreads about, definitely let me know down below in the comments. And if you liked, please give me a thumbs up or consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.